Black Coffee Worship podcast in February 2026. A cold, rainy February here in Liverpool. This time I'm in the Cave of Worship, where we do all of our printing here at BCW. So welcome, first podcast in this section. And this is the printing studio. This is where we do all the hand in-house silkscreen printing at Black Coffee Worship. This podcast episode is the release and hard push for one of the coolest coffee collabs we may have done to date, and that is this one that's behind me, and I am drinking it here. I'll explain it as well. This is Lilith Ashen Dawn, She Has Given, Indigenous Metal, New Mexico, Arizona, Black Coffee Worship coffee collab. How stoked are we? It was kind of a pinch me moment to be able to work and collab with Lilith from New Mexico, Arizona. They're just one of those bands that have always been on the radar. They've played mega festivals and gigs and supported killer bands, and just always believed in them and always, thought they were true and authentic. That's the thing. They are so real and so primal and authentic and true to their root and cause. They just, to me, stand out. Out of so many bands, they just really push through. So, like I said, Skol, this is what we're drinking at the moment. It's been a lot of work to get this one off the ground and a lot of back and forth, but it's so cool that it's out there and working finally. So, without further ado, I've got a little spiel and script, as I always do. I've gone, because of the printing studio here at the Caves of Worship, I've gone fisheye lens. So it's not like Beastie Boys 90s fisheye, which would be rad, but it's kind of like coped in, so hopefully the picture's okay and stuff. But yes, Lilith Ashen Dawn, She Has Given is released and it is out here. I will just check that it's recording. Yes, it is. That's fantastic. Like I've said in the other podcasts I've done, if you've checked them out in the past, I've recorded a full podcast before and not hit record on the audio. So I've had to do a few podcasts twice over. So these things happen. But I have the spiel and the script on here, the description. I'll just kind of try and spitball. I did the podcast the other month, I think it was about midsummer, and I tried to do the what's it called, the newsreader font, and I'm not the best reader in the world, so I read it really slow. So I think spitballing just little bullet points off my mind is the best way that I kind of do things here at the Cave of Worship. But hopefully everybody's February is off to a good start. It's just the beginning here. It's cold, and I don't think it's as cold as it is right there in Farmington, New Mexico, in Arizona, but it's close. So it is here. I'll hold it up to the camera so we can hopefully see a bit better. Lilith Ashen Dawn, She Has Given. I got the text. So it first off start off with me reaching out to Lilith maybe a year and a half ago or something like that, and it was just a love what you're doing, such cool work, you sound awesome. The actual description put down of what kind of music and genre, if we put genres to thing, this is what I talked about that was so real. It's ethereal doomgaze indigenous metal, and it just there was so many, the riffs, the drums, the vocals going over the top. It's just something so haunting and real, and yeah, ethereal. I never heard that word before. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but that's exactly what I was thinking when I was obviously listening to it, was just the raw primal instinct of their music that comes through. I will be linking everything so you can listen to their Bandcamps, their Spotifys, and all that good stuff that they have got going on. So the script that we've got here, obviously the big part of this collaboration was, then the agreement from Lilith was that we would do this collaboration on terms that part proceeds would go to a fund of a charity of their choice and an organisation of their choice that's close to them. So they chose, and what a great charity and cause and organisation it is, which was the one that's in their regions and stuff, which was CSVANW, the Coalition to Stop Violence Against Native Women organisation. I have a reel made for Instagram, and we got our friend to do a voiceover for us, and I was thinking I could just maybe play the reel over the video. I'll put it up on the screen to YouTube, but on the Spotify I'll just play the audio from the actual reel. But yeah, Megan Allen, our American friend, did the voiceover, and it came out perfect. So I'll play it here, then I know how long it is, and then I'll put it on the big screen here. But this was the release reel, and the audio talks a little bit about what it's all about. So I think they said it best. Script by Lilith, read by Megan.
Ash and dawn she has given. Navajo culture is rooted in a matriarchal society where women sustain life and community. The skull represents Native American women as caretakers, those who butcher, prepare, and provide nourishment for their families, embodying strength, responsibility, and survival through tradition. Coffee embodies energy, first light, and delicacy, a ritual shaped by the environment, the senses, and the awakening of the day. Lilith's music draws inspiration from the monumental desert landscape, ancestral memory, and the honoring of matriarchal lineage. A heavy, raw sound with a resilient spirit, expressed through a contemporary voice. Part proceeds of each bag sold goes to Lilith's choice of donating to CSWANW, the Coalition to Stop Violence Against Native Women, a member-driven, award-winning nonprofit organization representing the voice in advocating and addressing violence against Native women and children across the region.
There you have it. Hauntingly epic, I must say. The script by Lilith for that, and then read by our friend Megan as well. So that's what it goes deep into. I don't do too much political stuff on Insta because I don't think that that's productive for a lot of things, but this aspect from the band's push I thought was really cool thing to. We have this pocket, this coffee cult here. Obviously I'm from Göteborg in Sverige, but I'm based in Liverpool now. We have this coffee cult here in the UK, so it's our proceeds of each bag sold are going to CSVANW, Coalition to Stop Violence Against Native Women organisation, that fund charity organisation that are over there. So it's something that it's quite cool. It's something that from the UK across the pond that we're able to shift over and send. So they're super appreciative, and it's going down a storm at the moment. So thanks to everybody that's grabbed a bag so far. It's out there. The feedback's been awesome. I will go into a little bit more detail about the tasting notes as well, but I am drinking it now. Heck yes. So obviously you've just heard that full script about how the skull represents Native American women as caretakers, those who butcher, prepare, and provide nourishment for their families. The actual origin on this one, it's a Guatemalan Brazil blend. It's a lighter to medium roast. This is from their note profile taste checklist that we did with them. They wanted a lighter medium style roast, so the Guatemalan and the Brazilians. The notes I've put here was nostalgic memories of times gone by, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But tasting wise, it's campfire smoke hints with hints of desert forest. They're obviously in the deserts over there, and there's definitely some sort of forest pine I can sort of draw through from it. The strength is 4, the flavour's 5, and the body is also 4. We have a 6 out of 6 rating system on our website, so check out the link there to see how things are rated. The term notes, where I put on the back, so when I do my coffee notes on all my coffees, I don't necessarily stick to the typical broadcast terms of the official notes wheel. I kind of put our own spin on it. So like our Viking one is Valhalla strength, our Necromancer decaf is just bleh, death before decaf and all that stuff. So this one I put nostalgic memories, times gone by. We were talking back and forth, me and Lilith, and we were talking about coffee and what it was and how we got into it and started in memories. And it was like, I said to them, Goosebumps. They said that they're first drawn to the smell of coffee, and that's because of a nostalgia effect they had from their elders, their grandma on the reservation and stuff, brewing their coffee the way he did it, boiling it in a sort of Navajo sense in a traditional method. And as soon as they said that, I got chills and goosebumps, because me being from Göteborg in Sverige in Sweden, we have a thing called koka kaffe, and we boil the coffee as well. It's an old Sami way where we do it over a fire stop, and like the exact same method, but just from a different part of the world, where the sense of smell and nostalgia brought us through, and it reminds me of us, of those times growing up. It's hard to word and it's hard to sense, but I hope you're trying to understand what I'm trying to get at. So that's why I put tasting those nostalgic memories of times gone by. It reminds me of the people that we've had, the people we've loved, lost, and the sort of how a smell can bring a sort of an energy to you on those ones there. But Guatemalan Brazilian comes through really nice, like I said, campfire smoke, desert forest, I can get on those. Part proceeds, obviously, Coalition to Stop Violence Against Native Women, and that's the coffee itself, and the part proceeds are going through. So a huge thanks to everybody that's come through. The artwork is by Lilith themselves. They draw this and send it through. We've got it printed on t-shirt as well. Thank you so much, Lilith. They've got those over there too, and it's a limited edition collab. So stoked to have it out there. Their music, you gotta check it out. I'll link the Bandcamp and the Spotify links as well. They played Fire in the Mountains Festival with Wardruna. They've supported Black Braid before, Unto Others as well. It's just, and I can't stress the like authenticness and true primal rawness and the realness of this band. I'm trying not to swear because it's been flagged up on my old podcast that like it's not gone through or whatever. So yeah, but they're good, you know what I mean? So check them out for sure. I love the term doom gaze, eternal ethereal. I can't remember what the word was. Yeah, doom gaze was just like, oh, that sounds sick. So headbang slow to their music. Listen to those screams and those Navajo Indigenous long reverb driven vocal parts that are just drawing over the top of these sludge doom drums that are pushing through, and super drop down tune guitars. Goes great with a cup of Ash and Dawn she is given. So listen to and drink at the same time. And that is Lilith. New coffee out now, limited edition. Part proceeds going to Coalition to Stop Violence Against Native Women. It was a quick short podcast there for you. I will let you know some other stuff. We've actually got all the collabs set for the rest of the year. Black Coffee Worship is, it's 6 years old this year. And it's crazy to say I've got all the coffee collabs processed, penciled in for the year. It's so cool. When we were starting out, screaming around for people to do it, and now it's just like I've got the book set. Everybody's locked in for the whole year. It's a great place to be in. Black Coffee Worship will never die. Always here. In-house screen printing as well. I've printed all those brutal t-shirts as well with the unreadable spiky font that we all love so much. Tote bag range as well of the goat. It's in the background here. Hopefully the fisheye brings it in. And we've got loads of stuff this year. We're doing 2 black metal festivals. Darkness Over Cumbria, the both of them. One in the summer, one at the end of the year. And Goth Playground, we're getting changed stall stand section, and we're hopefully going to develop more of a bigger stall over there. And also Red Brick is just stocked. Still got coffee at Tough Love Records, Camden, Raven Records, Black City Records in Bristol. Always looking for more places to stock, so if you know any cool places, cafes, tattoo studios, record stores, music stores, comic book stores, anywhere you think a good bag of Black Coffee Worship would look sick on the shelf, send it over and we'll fire it across. And I think that's all I'm going to say for this time on this podcast in February, in the cold, cold February. Stay rad, stay hydrated, and drink that coffee black. Peace.